worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, the city of Bangor is asking the community for input on how to spend over $20 million in federal funds. Plus, American Cruise Lines have made their official return to the city's waterfront. And our top story this morning, the triple murder trial of Thomas Bonfanti continues. We'll have coverage from the courtroom. This and more local news right now. Good morning and welcome into Good Morning Maine. I'm Joe Cortez. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Welcome to June. It is Wednesday, June 1st. We have officially got into the month of June. There's a lot of exciting things happening. Hopefully we'll see the temperatures warm up just a little bit and we'll get rid of those showers. I think we've had enough rain as it is. Let's get a first check of our forecast with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin, good morning.
Hey, Joe, thank you very much. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Patriot Homes and Design Center in Ellsworth. We do it all from modular, mobile, and site-built homes to porches, garages, roofs, and more. Alrighty, there was a frost advisory out that has since been dropped at 6 a.m. this morning. It was for the areas highlighted here in blue because of cool temperatures to the north this morning. But now things are starting to look pretty decent out there. We have some clouds moving in from the northwest to the south and east as this front has tracked off toward the south. It kind of went stationary, though. Some rain will be developing with it as it tries to track a little bit to the north and east as a warm front, but it will be very slow to do so. But we might try to notice a little bit of this in the southwestern parts of the state. But again, we will stay dry today. The rain may try to make it into southwestern Maine, and that'll be about it. As for low temperatures this morning, you can see why there was a frost advisory. Look at Clayton Lake getting down to 33 degrees this morning, Presque Isle at 34 degrees. But for us, though, in the lower to middle 40s, so not too bad out there in the temperature department this morning. We will be watching for increasing clouds today with that chance for rain across the southwestern parts of the state. For us, so our rain chances will arrive later on tonight. As for the wind, all right, not too bad out there, mainly at around 5 miles per hour, maybe 10 miles per hour if you're lucky, but most of us will be dealing with a nice calm wind overall, maybe a light breeze at best. But your hourly forecast moving forward for the rest of the morning period, increasing clouds, temperatures in the 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe?
Thank you, Devin. The triple murder trial of Thomas Bonfanti continues. In court, Bonfanti hinted at a confusing motive after accusing his alleged victims of criminal activity. A.J. Douglas brings us the details this morning.
Employees from the Maine State Police Crime Lab testified that the sweat jacket cut off of Regina Hall Long's body upon receiving life-saving medical aid has bullet holes in places consistent with Long's testimony, describing being shot in the face and shoulder. The state rested its case after a forensic expert confirmed that Thomas Bonfanti's DNA was found on the gun recovered from his vehicle during his 2020 arrest. Defense attorney Jeffrey Toothaker requested that Bonfanti's doctor and a previous American Legion employee testify. However, Justice Bruce Maloney decided to exclude both potential witnesses, deeming their testimony unrelated to the crimes Bonfanti is accused of committing. Prior to the justice's final decision, he gave Bonfanti the chance to connect either witness to the case. Bonfanti addressed the court stating, quote, "I was Mary Tinker's supervisor. The people involved in this case were selling her drugs. The people involved in this case were putting pressure on me not to prosecute her." Quote, Tinker stated in court that she does not know any of the shooting victims and has not spoken to Bonfanti since her employment ended at the American Legion in 2019. Defense attorney Jeffrey Toothaker confirmed Bonfanti will testify in court Wednesday morning. The prosecution has no objection to Bonfanti's testimony on what he believes took place February 3rd, 2020. In Belfast, A.J. Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
Maine State Police have located the owner of a vehicle involved in the fatal hit-and-run crash in Danforth. Officials say the Ford Explorer involved is registered to 35-year-old Ryan Moore of Danforth, and they say Moore has made contact with law enforcement. Police responded to the crash on Springfield Road at around 2:25 p.m. on Sunday. They say the 2003 Ford Explorer was heading south and crossed over the center line, striking both 50-year-old Don Charette of Frenchville and 30-year-old Jesse Ouellette of St. Agatha on their motorcycles. Neither of them were wearing helmets. Charette later died, and Ouellette suffered non-life-threatening injuries. A person has been charged in connection with a threat directed towards RSU 67 last week. Lincoln Police Chief J.D. Sparks says 18-year-old Hunter Dunham of Farmington allegedly made a threat on Thursday while talking with a student on social media. School officials became aware of it around 8:15 Friday morning and restricted access in and out of school buildings as a precaution. Officials say there was never an immediate threat to students or staff. According to Sparks, Dunham is not associated with RSU 67, but he does have a relationship with a student there. Dunham has been charged with terrorizing. RSU 67 includes the towns of Lincoln, Mattawamkeag, and Chester. Now, officers in Maine's biggest city reinvestigating multiple incidents on Memorial Day with 3 shootings in a matter of 90 minutes. Police say these 3 shootings are not connected. Around 5:45 Monday night in the area of Park Avenue and Forest Street, a 19-year-old was shot and injured in a drive-by accident. Police say multiple people were filming a music video in the area when the shooting occurred. Police later found that vehicle in Wells, which they say was stolen from Roe Ford last week. A second incident occurred on Washington Avenue about 20 minutes later, where a woman called to say that she had been shot while walking her dog. Police believe the weapon involved in the incident was likely an airsoft gun, and the woman was not hurt. An hour after that, police say a man fired off his gun inside his apartment on Brackett Street. Police say shooting pedestrians with airsoft guns has become a challenge on social media.
So we're very concerned about that. One, someone getting injured. 2, the individuals that are doing it, something could happen. A police officer could see that, think it's a real weapon. Concealed carry holder, driving down the street, gets threatened in that manner, they might fire back real rounds.
Major Martin added that getting caught often results in a felony charge. The Maine CDC reports a child has died from the flu. It's the first reported influenza-associated pediatric death in the state during the 2021-22 flu season. Influenza continues to circulate at elevated levels in Maine, according to the agency. They say certain groups are at high risk for more serious illness, including young children, people 65 years and older, pregnant women, and people with certain medical conditions. The Maine CDC recommends seeking immediate medical care for your child if they experience symptoms like difficulty or changing in breathing, blushed lips or face, chest pain, severe dehydration, seizures, a fever above 104 degrees Fahrenheit, or worsening of chronic medical conditions. For more information, you can visit maineflu.gov. And in other news, a judge says Maine State Police must turn over additional records of misconduct by troopers to the state's 2 biggest newspapers. State Police must also search out and turn over missing disciplinary records it failed to provide to the Portland Press-Herald and the Bangor Daily News. The newspaper sued under the Maine Freedom of Access Act for withholding information about misconduct by troopers. The newspapers reported that many of the 22 disciplinary cases were so heavily redacted that there was no meaningful description of what led to the discipline. The time is now 6:08. Coming up next here on Good Morning Maine, Governor Janet Mills was on the road visiting businesses and schools in Penobscot County. Plus, Senator Susan Collins speaks on a bill to help federal firefighters. But first, here's a quick look at your overnight forecast. Increased clouds today, temperatures up in the 70s. You'll see a little bit of sunshine out there. The rain will be moving in overnight where temperatures drop below 50 degrees. And tomorrow we're back up in the 70s with a little bit of sunshine and partially cloudy skies.
This week, things are about to get royally good because GMA and GMA3 have your front row seat to the Royal Jubilee.
Did you guys hear GMA is coming for the Jubilee?
All this week on GMA.
Looking to haul a new piece of equipment? Homeowners or commercial, Coops Truck and Equipment has the right trailer for you. Coops is the largest dealer of truck flatbeds and hauler bodies in the state and can replace any old rusty bed or outfit, any new truck. Our full-service facility can modify all truck and trailers with steel and aluminum fabricators on duty. We are your go-to place for CM truck bodies, H&H trailers, and load trail trailers. For trailers, truck bodies, truck outfitting, and more, it's Coops.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home, chances are you have lots of questions. Norm Prouty has answers. Learn some tips and tricks and explore some beautiful homes on the market. The Norm Prouty and Donnell Baker Real Estate Show, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on ABC 7.
Hello, Eastern Maine. Watch You Bet Your Life weekdays at 10 a.m. here on ABC 7.
You left the premises perfect?
Yes, that's correct.
No. What's the damage? Where's the damage?
Well, I don't know.
I don't think you're going to do too well here, ma'am.
Hot Bench. Wednesday at 3 on ABC 7.
Governor Janet Mills spent the day on the road visiting businesses and schools in Penobscot County. Part of her day included a tour of Eastern Maine Community College in Bangor, where she got a look at the new nursing simulation lab being built at the school. The governor's Maine Jobs and Recovery Plan helped fund this new lab, as well as provide 2 years of tuition-free education to recent Maine high school graduates at any of Maine's community colleges.
People are going to be finding skills that they didn't even know they had, and it isn't just the traditional trades, which is very robust as well. But there's welding downstairs here, automotive, CDL. Yep. Thank you very much. There's a real shortage of truck drivers, but also healthcare and education.
The college's administrators and staff say they believe with the help of the governor's Maine Jobs and Recovery Plan, they will see student ratios rebound to pre-pandemic levels in the coming year. The Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee advanced a bill to guarantee federal firefighters receive financial support for medical costs associated with their jobs. The Federal Firefighters Fairness Act was co-authored by Senator Susan Collins and co-sponsored by Senator Angus King. The bill would create a presumption that a disability or death of a federal firefighter caused by certain diseases is the result of the performance of their duties, thereby ensuring financial support for their illness. The list of covered diseases includes a variety of cancers, respiratory illnesses, as well as sudden cardiac events and strokes. In a statement, Senator Susan Collins said in part, quote, "Federal firefighters protect some of our nation's most critical assets and infrastructure, and these brave men and women should have the same occupational safeguards and benefits as most of their colleagues at the local level." The bill is supported by the International Association of Firefighters, the American Federation of Government Employees, and the National Active and Retired Federal Employees Association. It will now be considered by the full Senate. And we're 13 minutes past the top of the hour. After the break, the Bangor City Council is asking residents where they should spend the $20 million in American Rescue Plan Act funds. Details ahead. Plus, after meeting with the New Zealand Prime Minister on her success of banning military-style semi-automatic weapons, President Biden looks to support similar legislation in the states. We'll be right back.
It's time to take it. Take your place in history. It's finals time, and greatness is for the taking.
Oversharing can be weird.
How you doing, buddy? I'm more excited than a mosquito flying into a nudist colony.
Overshare with Family Feud.
Woo! Weekdays at 9 on ABC 7.
I cried when a mammogram showed a lump that turned out to be breast cancer. I almost skipped that mammogram because of my workload, but it may have saved my life.
If you're a woman between the ages of 50 and 74, talk to your provider about being screened for breast cancer.
After treatment and surgery last fall, I'm so relieved to be cancer-free now.
Watch for changes in your breasts and learn more about breast cancer screening at screenmaine.org.
The city of Bangor is asking the community for input on how to spend over $20 million in American Rescue Plan Act funds. Last night was the first of 6 public sessions where community members could make their voices heard on how and where to spend the money. Stephanie Wittenbach has the story.
Bangor City Council is asking residents where they should spend $20.48 million in American Rescue Plan Act funds. According to the City of Bangor, there are a few federal guidelines they must follow. Funding can go into several categories, for instance, like disproportionately impacted communities, broadband infrastructure, and mental health services. One Bangor resident attended Tuesday night's meeting to get a better understanding of the funding.
My main concern is making sure that that money goes to a project that we need to spend the money on anyways, and my hope is to get them to spend the money on things that would reduce tax rates or other taxes in the city for residents.
Delano says so far, city officials have been very receptive to his advice.
The proposed budget for 22-23 shows an increase of about 4.5% for the sewer spending in the city. My thought is that usage is going to go back down, use some of this money for sewer projects so that we don't have to increase rates to residents of Bangor.
Other public input came from local organization leaders like Together Place and Fresh Start Sober Living. Fresh Start Sober Living has 10 homes for sober residents. He says the money could help build more housing.
And we could use 10 more. These are recovery residents for people seeking recovery from the streets, from the jail, from prison, that are from Penobscot counties.
I served in situations in elective office, state senator for Bangor, mayor for Bangor, and never before have we had $20 million that was discretionarily available to make an investment.
He says there is a large need for public health access in eastern Maine.
Our main service is recovery groups and one-on-one sessions for people who really need recovery services.
The next public meeting for residents is on Thursday, June 2nd at 6 p.m. in Rangeley Hall at Eastern Maine Community College. In addition, there are 6 other meetings people can attend. In Bangor, I'm Stephanie Wittenbach reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
It's 46 degrees outside the studio, but it will be warming up today. Just about 30 degrees. Let's get a full look at that forecast with meteorologist Devin Biggs. He's in with the latest. Devin, good morning.
Alrighty, Joe, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Patriot Homes and Design Center in Ellsworth. We do it all from modular, mobile, and site-built homes to porches, garages, roofs, and more. Alrighty, so we do have a frost advisory that was up until about 6 a.m. this morning. That has since been dropped. It was for the counties highlighted here in blue because temperatures there got down to the lower to even middle 30s this morning, supporting frost development, though, especially with the clearest skies earlier. Now we're watching more clouds that are moving in from the northwest to the south and east. As we're watching our next system here, that's pretty much gone stationary. This front is pretty much stationary at this point. It's going to try to start moving to the north and east as a warm front briefly, though. Before this system starts to move in soon, it'll give us some decent chances for rain coming up over the next few days. Wave heights are very calm right now. That's why there are no small craft advisories in effect along the coast, mainly at around 1 to 2 feet. At this point, though, we expect these to remain calm for most of the day because winds will not be a big deal at all, maybe getting up around 10, maybe 15 miles per hour if you're lucky, but rather remaining calm as we head towards Thursday morning. As for the water temperatures, though, those are still rather low at this point. We're still seeing water temperatures that are still in the lower to middle 50s. But with that in mind, though, if you're going outside today, your UV index forecast is at a 7, so a burn time of around 30 minutes. So hats, sunglasses, sunscreen, and shade still needed, though, as you can still get sunburned, even though we will have some clouds moving in throughout the day. Our average high is now 71 degrees. We will be in the lower 70s today and tomorrow, then cooling off into the lower 60s by Friday, then trending back up by Monday and Tuesday into the lower 70s. So temperatures near to slightly below average, but not too bad for this time of the year. But increasing clouds will be the theme today with rain just off toward our south and west. We will have our chances for rain as we head towards the overnight period. Sorry, not the strongest of chances, maybe a few showers, and that'll be about it. Clouds will clear out for the most part. We'll call it partly cloudy through the day on Thursday. So we will notice some sunshine, though, before more clouds try to sneak in here as we head towards Friday morning as that next system approaches. Increasing clouds today, temperatures in the lower 70s, and that northwest wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 47 degrees, rain showers will be on the way, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. Looking ahead towards tomorrow, partly cloudy, highs in the lower 70s, and the wind overall still looking nice and calm. Alrighty, your Patriot Homes, or I should say your Patriot Homes and Design Center in Ellsworth extended forecast looking pretty good through at least Friday before rain moves back in. Saturday, thunderstorms on the way. Sunday, more rain on the way. Temperatures overall in the 60s and 70s.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Bar Harbor, is sponsored by Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa auto parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares. University of Maine Early College, tuition-free online summer courses for high school students, umaine.edu/earlycollege. And Quiet Side Cafe and Ice Cream Shop, serving the best pie in Maine, seafood baskets, lobster rolls, burgers, pizza, and so much more.
It's replacement window season in America. Many companies sell vinyl windows, but did you know there is a better solution? Renewal by Andersen's Fibrix composite material won't warp or bow over time like vinyl can. It's no wonder our Fibrix windows are replacing vinyl as the better replacement window. So why not save some money this season with Renewal by Andersen? Act now and schedule your free window diagnosis and take advantage of this incredible limited time offer. Renewal by Andersen, the better way to a better window.
Jamar Construction Products in Bangor continues to grow to meet our customers' needs, supplying products for site work contractors, concrete contractors, and survey and safety supplies. We are proud to be the local dealer for Hilti, Valley Blades, U.S. Fabrics, and Euclid Chemical, plus so much more. Stop by and see us at 1270 Hammond Street or give us a call at 907-4491. If you dig it, pour it, plow it, fasten it, lay it, or lift it, Jamar Construction Products can help you.
The Brewer Transfer Station is privately owned, conveniently located at 198 Dirico Drive in Brewer, and is now reopened to the public. We accept metals, appliances, tires, furniture, and more from all surrounding towns. So bring your pickup truck, truck and trailer, or dump truck and come see us. We provide roll-off containers on a temporary or permanent basis with the best service around. We also have all your landscape products from mulch, loam, gravel, sand, and stone. We have it all, and we deliver any size volume. We are veteran-owned. Call 989-4000.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business.
New reports that Uvalde police are no longer cooperating with the state investigation into the law enforcement response to Robb Elementary in Texas. Justin Finch is in Washington with more.
At Uvalde's Sacred Heart Catholic Church, a final farewell for 10-year-old Amerie Jo Garza.
A part of Uvalde and her is just gone from my heart. It just feels horrible.
Garza and 10-year-old Maite Rodriguez both laid to rest Tuesday. Father Eduardo Morales is presiding over at least 12 funerals for victims of the Robb Elementary shootings.
Although I have celebrated many funeral masses, this certainly is, the situation is different. It's as if one huge funeral that is not ending.
Funeral after funeral as new details emerge in the tragic timeline that's brought Uvalde to its knees. The Texas Department of Public Safety confirming a Robb Elementary teacher re-entering the building after seeing the suspect crash his truck before the shooting and call 911. Her lawyer telling the San Antonio Express News she saw the armed suspect, went back inside the school and closed the door, adding she thought the door would lock because that door is always supposed to be locked. This, as state officials say, Uvalde Schools Police Chief Pete Arredondo is no longer cooperating with its investigators after his initial interview. Law enforcement sources say Uvalde Police and Uvalde Schools Police are also not complying, but the state later released a statement saying both agencies have been cooperating. Several law enforcement sources tell ABC News Arredondo's refusal comes after the Texas DPS director called Uvalde's police delayed response the wrong decision. Arredondo reportedly ordered tactical teams to not go into a classroom, wrongly believing there was a barricaded subject, not an active shooter. The victims' families are saying they don't want their lost loved ones to be forgotten. As they mourn, Congress is reviewing gun reform measures as all eyes are on ongoing bipartisan Senate talks focused on advancing gun safety legislation.
And we continue with those gun reform talks. The senators are hoping to reach a compromise by next week. The changes under consideration include expanded background checks and red flag laws to take guns away from people deemed dangerous. But there's little chance of getting enough Republicans on board. Andrew Dimbert has more.
This morning, as the victims in the Texas school shooting are laid to rest, President Biden is promising to meet with Congress on guns.
I've been to more mass shooting aftermaths than I think any president in American history, unfortunately. And it's just so much of it is preventable.
On Tuesday, the president meeting with New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern, praising her success in passing a ban on military-style semi-automatic weapons after a white supremacist killed 51 Muslim worshippers in 2019. The White House says the president would support similar legislation.
He supports a ban on sale of assault weapons and high-capacity magazines.
But the administration acknowledges passing any new gun legislation would be an uphill battle. On Tuesday, a bipartisan meeting of senators led by Democrat Chris Murphy and Republican John Cornyn to discuss gun reform.
My plan is to get a bill, a comprehensive bill, that will save lives.
Opponents argue gun restrictions do not work.
The problem, which is mental illness and school safety.
Meanwhile, lawmakers in the House plan to vote as early as tomorrow on a package of bills known as the Protecting Our Kids Act. The bill would include laws to raise the age to purchase a semi-automatic center-fire rifle from 18 to 21, make it illegal to possess a large-capacity magazine with few exceptions, and establish requirements regulating the storage of firearms. And while gun legislation stalls in Washington, local leaders are voicing their outrage.
I'm mad about it. I'm fed up. And I concur with many of our citizens here and across this country that enough is enough, and this issue of gun violence has to be addressed.
And in New York, the governor announced a package of gun reform bills that would raise the minimum age to buy a semi-automatic rifle from 18 to 21 and limit who can buy bulletproof vests. But still to come here in the next half hour, it causes paralysis or muscle weakness, and it's a condition that is becoming more common every year. We'll take an in-depth look at the causes and recovery process of Bell's palsy. Plus, it's been 10 years, but the American cruise lines are back on the Bangor waterfront. We'll hear from the director of Parks and Rec when Good Morning Maine continues.
If you're a Medicare beneficiary and live in the area, call now to see how this little card could get you some big benefits, including money added back to your Social Security check. With one toll-free call, you can find out how easy it is to get all of your original Medicare coverage, plus extra benefits. You get an all-in-one plan designed to fit your needs so you can be your best every day. You could have medical coverage, prescription drugs with $0 generics, dental, vision and hearing, plus the WellCare Visa Flex Card, money for over-the-counter items, and money back in your Social Security check each month, and so much more. And here's more good news. You can get a WellCare plan for a $0 monthly premium. How can WellCare offer all of those benefits for a $0 monthly premium? It's simple. Medicare Advantage and Medicare Part D prescription drug coverage are important parts of Medicare. WellCare has a contract with Medicare to offer and provide these important options to you. Call right now to get your free copy of the WellCare All-in-One Guide. Call 1-877-282-3827 now. There is absolutely no obligation for requesting this free information. WellCare offers benefits that go beyond the basics, including up to $840 each year added to your Social Security check to help cover your Part B premium. Call today to get your free copy of the All-in-One Guide with absolutely no obligation. Your free plan guide will give you the details you need to make a smart choice for your Medicare coverage. Just call 1-877-282-3827. Remember, there's no obligation for requesting this free information. So call 1-877-282-3827. WellCare. Call today.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
It's Hump Day, or Wednesday, June 1st of 2022. Welcome to June. Devin has the forecast in just a moment. Here's some abstract history for you. This is the approximate date in 4000 BC when the horse was first domesticated somewhere in central Ukraine. Really? That seems like a long time ago. 4,000 years, and we know the exact date, but hey, you never know. Actor Andy Griffith and actress Marilyn Monroe would have been 96 today if they were still alive. Actor Morgan Freeman turns 85, Rolling Stone guitarist Ronnie Wood is 75, and actress Amy Schumer is 41. Well, the temperature's not too warm out there this morning. There was a frost advisory that I heard from Dylan just a couple minutes ago, and that's unbelievable because we're going to see temperatures back up in the 70s. We'll have some more clouds today, which hopefully will bring that UV index down just a little bit. Let's turn things over to him and see what's going on with the rest of the week. Devin, what's in store?
Hey, Joe, thank you very much. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Patriot Homes and Design Center in Ellsworth. We do it all from modular, mobile, and site-built homes to porches, garages, roofs, and more. Alrighty, there was a frost advisory out that has since been dropped at 6 a.m. this morning. It was for the areas highlighted here in blue because of cool temperatures to the north this morning. But now things are starting to look pretty decent out there. We have some clouds moving in from the northwest to the south and east as this front has tracked off toward the south. It kind of went stationary, though. Some rain will be developing with it as it tries to track a little bit to the north and east as a warm front, but it will be very slow to do so. But we might try to notice a little bit of this in the southwestern parts of the state. But again, we will stay dry today. The rain may try to make it into southwestern Maine, and that'll be about it. As for low temperatures this morning, you can see why there was a frost advisory. Look at Clayton Lake getting down to 33 degrees this morning, Presque Isle at 34 degrees. But for us, though, in the lower to middle 40s, so not too bad out there in the temperature department this morning. We will be watching for increasing clouds today with that chance for rain across the southwestern parts of the state. For us, so our rain chances will arrive later on tonight. As for the wind, all right, not too bad out there, mainly at around 5 miles per hour, maybe 10 miles per hour if you're lucky, but most of us will be dealing with a nice calm wind overall, maybe a light breeze at best. But your hourly forecast moving forward for the rest of the morning period, increasing clouds, temperatures in the 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe?
Thank you, Devin. Back to your local news. An elementary school in Orono is the proud recipient of the Finance Authority of Maine's special giveaway. The agency developed the Invest in Me Reads program to focus on teaching kids about goal setting, money saving, and building finances. As a winner of the giveaway, ASA Adams Elementary School will receive a full collection of children's books and parent guides. One of the book's authors, Maribeth Bolts, participated in a virtual reading of the book, Those Shoes, to second graders Tuesday afternoon.
Well, it's a wonderful opportunity to expose children at a younger age, obviously to literacy and the value and power of reading. It's a kiosk that includes all of the books in the Money on the Bookshelf series. So we've brought all of the books here to provide to the school along with the parent guides as well.
Families can access the resources for free at investinme.com. Bell's palsy is a condition that can happen to anyone at any age. It causes paralysis or muscle weakness, drooping to appear on one side of the face. As Jody Hershey tells us, even though this condition is often temporary, it can still be a frightening and frustrating diagnosis to live with.
Brian Netto is a talented trumpet player and radio announcer on Star 97.7. But in 2016, Netto was forced to stop playing music when he was diagnosed with Bell's palsy at St. Joseph Hospital in Bangor.
They gave me 2 medications, an antiviral drug and prednisone. And once those got into my system, they said your chances of making a full recovery are best because you acted so quickly.
The cause of Bell's palsy is unknown, but most medical experts believe a viral infection or Lyme disease is to blame for the condition.
People can recover within a period of weeks, and it can take all the way up to 6 months, 8 months.
It took a month for Netto to get most of his facial movement back.
I'm very lucky in that anyone looking at me and talking to me would never know that I had it.
Netto credits medical intervention and acupuncture with Susan Murch at Jade Branch Acupuncture for his quick recovery.
we can actually regenerate some nerve tissue and muscle tissue with acupuncture.
Murch uses acupuncture needles to stimulate the nerves affected by bells around a person's eye, forehead, cheek, and jaw. For more severe cases, she will also use electronic stimulation.
But I've had other people, after 1 or 2 treatments, their Bell's palsy was completely resolved. Other people may take months.
For weeks, viewers have only heard my voice as I've chosen to work behind the camera since I was diagnosed with stage 4 Bell's palsy back in January. Learning everything I could about this condition became a personal mission of mine, as I've spent the past 4 months battling with Bell's head on.
However, Peggy Hansen of Hamden has experienced Bell's palsy more than once.
And I got it about 5 years ago after I visited my old mother, who had a slight case of shingles.
Hansen got it again in April of this year. Dr. Zachary Klett of Northern Light Eye Care said it is not uncommon for a person to get Bell's palsy more than once.
I mean, I definitely have seen people who have had it on one side and then have developed it on the other side.
Now Neto is using his experience with Bell's palsy to help and encourage others battling the condition.
Well, most people that I know that have had it have all come back, but it's been a different timeline for everybody.
In Brewer, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC7 and Fox 22.
The Maguntacook rowing team finished its season with a win. Over the weekend, the team completed on Lake Maguntacook in Knox County against rowers from schools in Portland and Brunswick. The boys' 8 came in first by 1 second and earned the Dirigo Trophy.
The great thing about this program is the kids learn how to take these boats apart and reassemble them, load them on trailers. So it's not just the activity on the water, it's all the off the water stuff that they learn a lot about, which prepares them well for life.
The 25-member Maguntacook rowing team hopes to attract even more middle and high school students to the sport of rowing. For more than a decade, American cruise lines have been absent in the city of Bangor. But on Monday, they made their official return to the city's waterfront. Sierra Jordan has the story.
It's been 10 years since the city of Bangor has seen American cruise lines on the waterfront.
Excited to see American Cruise Line back and have them here on the waterfront and here in Bangor.
The American Independence is owned by American Cruise Lines. The 200-foot vessel carrying 90 passengers docked at the Bangor waterfront shortly after 8:30 Monday morning and left early Tuesday morning.
I know they went on tours downtown. I think they did the Stephen King tour. The Bangor Historical Society had a tour for them as well.
American Cruise Lines has been serving New England for the past 30 years. Bangor City Council approved a 20-year lease with American Cruise Lines in February.
To me, it's going to be an economic boost for the area.
Tracy Willett of Bangor Parks and Rec says the American Independence is scheduled to make a total of 18 stops in the city during the summer season.
They make stops here in Bangor, in Bar Harbor, Rockland, and Portland. So certainly having Bangor as one of those stops, folks get off, are able to come and walk around downtown, eat in the restaurants here downtown, shop in some of the shops here in the city. So much like many of the activities here on the waterfront, it lends itself to a lot of activity here on the waterfront and downtown.
When we spoke to CEO Charles Robertson back in February, he says he's in the process of building a new cruise ship to be stationed in Bangor in 2024.
Bangor was a fantastic stop when we were there in the past. It was popular with our guests, and we've seen more and more people asking about it again.
In case you missed it, the American Independence will return to the waterfront next Monday at noon. In Bangor, I'm Sierra Jordan reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22.
Don't go anywhere. Still to come here this morning, Dave Peck has everything from Celtics talk ahead of the NBA Finals to the announcement of this year's Brewer Athletics Hall of Fame class. Sports is next, but first, here's a quick look at our overnight forecast. Temperatures back up in the 70s today. Increased clouds will be moving in. We will see that sunshine out there. There is an advisory to wear some sun protection anywhere from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Later on this evening, the rain showers will move in. That's when that sun protection can go back in the drawer. Temperatures dropping down to a low of 50. Sunset is around 8:14, and tomorrow we're back up in the 70s for your Thursday.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Bar Harbor, is sponsored by Carol Harper and Associates Incorporated, your one source for your Medicare and long-term care insurance planning. Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company, a family-friendly tattoo and art shop in Ellsworth with well-rounded artists and a fun atmosphere. And Graffiti Donuts, a donut-centric dessert location offering fresh-made donuts, donut hole nachos, donut sundaes, milkshakes, and much more. Open 7 days a week.
You don't just go to work. You do the work. And it shows. You're committed to training and inspiring others. And you play as hard as you work. For that, you need a vehicle as strong as you are to get you where you want to go. Dedication. That's a Varney value, and one you'll find at Varney Buick GMC, Hogan Road, Bangor.
I grew up in Eastport. My dad actually worked for Bangor Hydro, so that was always my goal. I've been here for 36 years. We're all that same company, from Washington County to Bangor, Lincoln, Prescott. We're all the same people. We're all from here. This area is like one big community. When we help people, that's our biggest reward, getting the power back on. We've done that for years, and we'll continue to do that.
Put a little more cash in your bank. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Good morning, everyone. Well, it's been a couple days now since the Celtics captured the Eastern Conference title. Now, there was time to enjoy it, but it's time to get back to work as they ready for Golden State. The Warriors, of course, bring a ton of NBA Finals experience into the series and also offensive firepower between Steph Curry and the return of Klay Thompson. The Celtics have actually had success against the Warriors in recent years, though. They've won 6 out of their last 7 meetings. And assuming they stay healthy, head coach Ime Udoka has reason to be optimistic.
It's a kind of a perfect storm as far as a matchup with all the offensive talent they have, the defensive talent we have, and I think our size and versatility bodes well for us as far as that. So I feel confident with a lot of guys guarding different players for them, where as opposed to other teams where, you know, whether you look at the Dallas series or others, they were trying to pick on certain people. And so we feel comfortable as far as that, and I think that benefits us defensively.
So again, game 1 of the finals is set for Thursday in San Francisco at 9 p.m., and that can be seen on ABC7. Now to the high school circuit here. 1 week ago, Nokomis softball sophomore Mia Coots fanned 20 of 21 batters on her way to a perfect game versus Herman, and that's kind of how the season has gone so far for the Warriors. Tyler Cruz has the story.
With the loss last year, we're ready to get some revenge in there.
Like they said, the Nokomis Warriors have some business to take care of after making it all the way to the regional finals last spring just to come home empty-handed.
Went 9 innings, I think it was, and ended up losing. So it was a very hard-fought game, but came away with the loss, and we're ready to get back at it.
This season, they are absolutely rolling. They've swept the defending champs, and at 13-1, they're in a good position to head into the playoffs as the number 1 seed.
Well, the mindset is just go out there and win, like score runs and we win.
Their one loss is to Herman, a 1-0 loss that the Warriors would avenge last week behind a perfect game from Mia Coots, where she struck out 20 out of 21 batters.
I've had no hitters before. 20 strikeouts, I'd never had anybody do that. That's pretty impressive.
I would say about the 3rd inning, me and my left fielder came out the field and we're like, wow, this is the game that she's going to do it.
We just kept looking at that scorebook and it was K down through.
Making for an emotional and an exciting moment for the sophomore.
I threw that last pitch and I was in hysterics. Like, my whole team was laughing at me. They're like, oh my gosh, Mia, you don't even look happy. I'm like, I'm so happy. And
now, she's been strong all season long. And playing defense behind her is probably not the most exciting thing in the world.
A little bit boring. I'm not even going to lie to you. I have been very active in center field for the last few years.
It's to the point where Coach was prepared for a situation like last week at Herman.
I've already explained to all the kids, if this is happening, don't talk to her, don't talk to me, stay away from people, and nobody ever mentioned it.
But that might be more difficult than trying to get a hit off of her.
I'm always loud in the dugout, and I love talking to my team about what's going on and like what they saw when they were up to bat.
It's that same energy that this entire group of Warriors has and is carrying with them into the postseason.
Super positive. positivity is like one of our key things. We just keep it positive and keep the energy up, and we're just rolling with whatever comes our way.
Reporting from Newport, I'm Tyler Cruz, ABC 7 Fox 22 Sports.
Thank you, Tyler. Just an awesome story. Nokomis continue to roll with a dominant win over Foxcroft on Tuesday as well, as they get a little bit closer to the postseason. Elsewhere in the high school sphere, Brewer Athletics announced its Hall of Fame class of 2022. Here is the full list of those being inducted into this year's class. 4 athletes, including Amy Freeman and Samantha Mann Kramer, 2 coaches, 1 family, and the entire Brewer Girls Athletic Association will go into the Witches Hall of Fame at the end of the summer. The ceremony will be held on Saturday, September 24th at the Brewer Community School beginning at 3 p.m. And finally, we'll close things out down at Fenway. Red Sox looking to shake off an ugly series loss to the Orioles, hosting the Reds for a little interleague play. Always like when a little National League action comes to the ballpark here. Reds trying to win their first game at Fenway since the 1975 World Series. Unbelievable. Up 1-0 in the 9th, trying to close it out. Rafi Devers making it interesting here. Sprays one to left field. That gets off the monster. Tying run now on second as Kike Hernandez slides into third. Winning run at the plate here. Alex Verdugo, no home run, but he puts it on the ground, and that does a job. Joey Votto can't handle it. Kike Hernandez scores to make it a 1-run game, so a chance for Trevor Story, but he can't catch up to the Heat. So it's the Reds who hang on to win it 2-1 is the final. So Red Sox still skidding here. They were hot, and now they're not. They're going to have to try and figure it out again. They'll be back in action against the Reds on Wednesday. Already That's Sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Looking to haul a new piece of equipment? Homeowners or commercial, Coops Truck and Equipment has the right trailer for you. Coops is the largest dealer of truck flatbeds and hauler bodies in this state and can replace any old rusty bed or outfit any new truck. Our full-service facility can modify all truck and trailers with steel and aluminum fabricators on duty. We are your go-to place for CM truck bodies, H&H trailers, and load trail trailers. For trailers, truck bodies, truck outfitting, and more, it's Coops.
This week on Jeopardy! New super champ Ryan Long has
secured a spot in the Tournament of Champions.
And this week,
he could find himself on our Jeopardy leaderboard of legends.
This is the season of super champs.
It's quite remarkable that Ryan could be our 4th player this season alone to reach that milestone.
This is Jeopardy!
All this week at 7:30, only on ABC 7.
Nobody should have to go through a 5-hour drive every single day to have radiation. Sarah's house provides them a home away from home, a place where they can come and receive treatment and support while they move through their cancer journey. There are 9 bedrooms for guests on 2 floors. They have laundry facilities. Everyone has their own cupboard for dry storage, refrigerator space. The great room is really the heart of the home. It's like the kitchen living space. This is where people come together. They share meals, they share stories, and they support one another.
And with Wednesday's business news, here's Leo Jonathan.
The cost of a new home is up 21% from a year ago. That's according to the S&P CoreLogic Case-Shiller National Home Price Index. That's the biggest jump in 35 years. Experts say rising interest rates may cut demand and slow down price increases. Consumer confidence is dropping fast. The Conference Board says its index fell in May compared to the month before. Inflation numbers are running at their fastest pace in more than 40 years. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, who was confirmed for a second term just 2 weeks ago, says more interest rate hikes are coming this year. And supply chain issues are hitting movie theaters. The Wall Street Journal says at a recent industry convention, there was talk about tight supplies of everything from popcorn to the bags and buckets used to hold it. I'm Leo Jonathan with Wednesday's Business on ABC 7.
And foodies can tune into Fox TV for many viewing choices from the culinary world, all starring Chef Gordon Ramsay. We spoke with him about a couple of his competitions airing now, while he also has exciting news of a new show on its way. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin.
Chef Gordon Ramsay keeps serving up the competition series on Fox. His newly announced show, Food Stars, seeks gourmet entrepreneurs. Season 2 of Next Level Chef premieres after the Super Bowl in February, and 2 shows from the Ramsay repertoire are currently airing.
Oh my God!
MasterChef Back to Win on Wednesdays brings second chance challenges.
How does Back to Win up the competition and even your critiques on them?
Yeah, it's a tough one, this one, because season 12 Back to Win is all about redemption, second chance, second bite of the cherry. What have you got? This is not about the producibility. How good have you become since you left the competition last time? So we have to raise the game as judges. They are better, and we go harder.
You have to fillet and cook an incredible salmon.
Thursdays, it's the culinary creatives of MasterChef Junior.
It's not about A stars and A's. It's about confidence, personality. Food brings that out of them.
At their age, Ramsay learned from his mom, who worked as a chef.
Yeah, I was hard working at 8, and I'd clean up. There's no such thing as dishwashers in those days. It was these things here that you wash dishes. My mum had 3 jobs, so we grew up with that work ethic. And food was very basic but delicious.
Along with shows and restaurants, Chef Ramsay has found another expertise, it seems. Recently named the UK's most followed TikTok account, thanks to those famous tips and critiques.
Why is a 55-year-old chef the most followed TikTok in Europe? Knows. I can't dance for a living. I can cook, but it's a bit strange.
I'm not in this business to lose.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
And here's Devin Biggs with one last look at our full weather forecast.
Alrighty, Joe, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Patriot Homes and Design Center in Ellsworth. We do it all from modular, mobile, and site-built homes to porches, garages, roofs, and more. Alrighty, so we do have a frost advisory that was up until about 6 a.m. this morning. That has since been dropped. It was for the counties highlighted here in blue because temperatures there got down to the lower to even middle 30s this morning, supporting frost development, though, especially with the clearest skies earlier. Now we're watching more clouds that are moving in from the northwest to the south and east. As we're watching our next system here, that's pretty much gone stationary. This front is pretty much stationary at this point. It's going to try to start moving to the north and east as a warm front briefly, though. Before this system starts to move in soon, it'll give us some decent chances for rain coming up over the next few days. Wave heights are very calm right now. That's why there are no small craft advisories in effect along the coast, mainly at around 1 to 2 feet. At this point, though, we expect these to remain calm for most of the day because winds will not be a big deal at all, maybe getting up around 10, maybe 15 miles per hour if you're lucky, but rather remaining calm as we head towards Thursday morning. As for the water temperatures, though, those are still rather low at this point. We're still seeing water temperatures that are still in the lower to middle 50s. But with that in mind, though, if you're going outside today, your UV index forecast is at a 7, so a burn time of around 30 minutes. So hats, sunglasses, sunscreen, and shade still needed, though, as you can still get sunburned, even though we will have some clouds moving in throughout the day. Our average high is now 71 degrees. We will be in the lower 70s today and tomorrow, then cooling off into the lower 60s by Friday, then trending back up by Monday and Tuesday into the lower 70s. So temperatures near to slightly below average, but not too bad for this time of the year. But increasing clouds will be the theme today with rain just off toward our south and west. We will have our chances for rain as we head towards the overnight period. Sorry, not the strongest of chances, maybe a few showers, and that'll be about it. Clouds will clear out for the most part. We'll call it partly cloudy through the day on Thursday. So we will notice some sunshine, though, before more clouds try to sneak in here as we head towards Friday morning as that next system approaches. Increasing clouds today, temperatures in the lower 70s, and that northwest wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 47 degrees, rain showers will be on the way, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. Looking ahead towards tomorrow, partly cloudy, highs in the lower 70s, and the wind overall still looking nice and calm. Alrighty, your Patriot Homes, or I should say your Patriot Homes and Design Center in Ellsworth extended forecast looking pretty good through at least Friday before rain moves back in. Saturday, thunderstorms on the way. Sunday, more rain on the way. Temperatures overall in the 60s and 70s.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Bar Harbor, is sponsored by Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer, with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares. University of Maine Early College, tuition-free online summer courses for high school students, umaine.edu/early college. And Quiet Side Cafe and Ice Cream Shop, serving the best pie in Maine, seafood baskets, lobster rolls, burgers, pizza, and so much more.
Wow.
With fuel prices quickly rising and no end in sight, isn't it time to give Black's Heat Pumps a call? Did you know heat pumps could save you up to 50% on your heating bill? Our experts can handle all your commercial and residential work and provide you with quality installation, repair, and maintenance. Give us a call today for a free estimate. Our number one priority is to save you money and keep you comfortable all year long. Get the service you deserve. Find us at blacksheatpumps.com and on Facebook.
I'm Jay Pearl from Carroll Harper & Associates, Maine's most experienced Medicare health plans agency. Every day we hear how complicated navigating the Medicare maze can be. Let us help. From enrolling in Medicare to finding the right Medicare health plan, we are your go-to agency. We represent Martins Point Generations Advantage and other Medicare health plans that meet our quality standards. There's no cost or obligation for our services, so call Carroll Harper & Associates today.
Up and Smoke Fireworks is family-owned with a huge selection including Brothers and Showtime, Time Bandit, and Black Hat brands. We will share our knowledge with you, then go have a blast. Up and Smoke Fireworks, 173 West Main Street, Searsport.
It's time to take it. Take your place in history. It's finals time, and greatness is for the taking.
If there's one dessert that shouts summer, it's got to be s'mores. But when we want them, we need hot coals to toast marshmallows. And when that's not possible, rather than simply passing them by, we created a bar cookie version that's anytime easy. We begin by beating some butter and sugar until it's nice and creamy. Once it is, we add in some peanut butter, an egg, and a splash of vanilla. After that comes together, we slowly mix in some self-rising flour and beat it until it creates a soft dough. Now we spread this into a baking dish and top it off with a jar of marshmallow cream. It's a good idea to spray our spreader with nonstick cooking spray so it doesn't stick to it. A few chocolate chips and roasted peanuts go on top before baking it off. And if you're thinking, wait, peanut butter doesn't belong in s'mores, well, after one bite, all of that will change. You see, with the combo of the chocolate and the marshmallow cream, along with all the peanut buttery richness, you won't even miss toasting marshmallows. So here's what I suggest. Go online and get the recipe for our peanut butter s'more bars as a way to welcome in summer with a dessert that's as portable as can be. I'm Howard from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a toasty and a gooey way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
And finally, viewer discretion is advised because some of the photos you're about to see are just unbearably cute. Directly from the Maine Wildlife Transportation's Facebook page, here are just a few animals that have been rescued due to illness, injury, and abandonment in the last few weeks. The organization was established in 2021 by Dan Foss. It all started as a small Facebook group with a few people helping out, and they've turned into a nonprofit with a mission to rehabilitate and bring animals back into the wild. Good Morning America is next up on ABC 7. You can stay with us for the second hour of Good Morning Maine. That is next on Fox 22. I'm Joe Cortez. Have a great day.
Do you own a timeshare? At first, maybe it seemed like a great investment, but then you realized a lot of the promises made to you were simply not true. A little later, you started receiving the monthly maintenance fees and additional associated bills they failed to mention when you signed the agreement. And now their fees keep rising. Your times to actually use the timeshare keep shrinking, and the resort has no interest in letting you out of the agreement. Your vacation dream has turned into a timeshare nightmare. An overwhelming, never-ending financial obligation that will fall on your children after you're gone. And it seems as if there is no way out. Well, here's some great news. There is a way out. The Timeshare Exit Hotline has helped hundreds of people just like you. Desperate people who thought they were stuck in this burden forever. Although most professionals in the timeshare industry are legitimate, there are those that use aggressive, sometimes even misleading sales tactics to try and trick innocent people into signing their lives away. We've heard many stories of people who have been lied to and others who were kept in a room for over 10 hours, not provided water or anything to eat.